Welcome aboard the Love Boat, where the siren song promises connection, belonging, and euphoria. But beware, for it leads to a bottomless abyss of despair and darkness. This is where the game began, where spirit demons weaved their sinister strands into a drug that transformed love into lethal addiction. On this love boat, the finest fentanyl sidles up to embalming fluid, offering the suggestion of pleasure while hiding its deadly grip, and there are countless stories of those who boarded, each holding a mirror to the hollowness within our society, reflecting a world where love is a luxury and connection is a battlefield. But amidst this descent into despair, a flicker of hope persists. Can Leela and her companions dismantle the love boat before it claims another victim? Or will they succumb to the intoxicating allure of the abyss? Join us as we navigate the treacherous waters of this gripping tale. Leela stands bathed in the soft glow of the street lamp, her silhouette etched against the backdrop of a dying city. Around her, the debris of their lives litters the pavement, a silent testament to their struggle. In the distance, the mournful wail of sirens blends with the cacophony of a city succumbing to the shadows. The battle for survival has just begun. Chapter 2: The Whispers of Betrayal. Scene 1: Whispers in the dark. As the sun sets, casting long, menacing shadows across the city, Leela seeks solace in the one place she believes still holds a piece of her former life. The aroma of old books and whispered secrets envelops her as she steps into her favorite bookstore. Among the towering shelves, she finds a worn copy of the Odyssey, the tale of a hero's journey home, resonating deeply with her current quest. But the comfort she once found in literature now feels like a distant memory, replaced by a gnawing emptiness. Her reflection in the glass window is a stranger, haunted eyes staring back from a face drained of color. A shiver runs down her spine as she realizes the love boat's grasp tightens with each passing moment. The familiar warmth of the bookstore suddenly feels alien. Every creak of the floorboard, every rustle of pages sends a jolt of fear through her, amplifying the whispers of paranoia planted by the insidious drug. Scene 2: Betrayals. Edged. The warmth of her home should be a refuge, but it too feels tainted. Each room is a battleground between the past and present, between the vibrant young woman she once was and the hollow shell love boat is determined to make her. Her gaze lingers on her younger self in photographs, a stark reminder of all that's been lost. The whispers grow louder, slithering into her thoughts, amplifying her doubts and fears. Then her eyes land on a locked jewelry box. A wave of recognition washes over her. Inside lies a necklace, a symbol of a love she once held dear. The key is missing, leaving her trapped between the ghost of past happiness and the looming spectre of her current despair. As the shadows lengthen, so does the reach of the love boat. Each breath becomes a struggle, each step uncertain. The line between sanity and the abyss thins, and Leela clings desperately to the fragments of her former self. The whispers have turned into screams. The question is, will anyone hear them? Chapter 3: The Haunting Embrace. Scene 1: Echoes of Fear. Driven by a mix of desperation and a fading sense of hope, Leela reaches out to someone from her past. Someone who might hold the key to unraveling the mysteries of the love boat. The bell above the door chimes merrily, yet the atmosphere inside is somber. Leela sits opposite the weathered face of a woman whose eyes seem to hold a universe of untold stories. Old wounds stir within Leela, a kaleidoscope of emotions threatening to spill over. Her voice trembles as she begins her tale, the words catching in her throat as if afraid to break the fragile calm of the tea shop. Memories surface, potent and painful, intertwining with the present in a macabre dance. The comforting aroma of chamomile tea does little to soothe the tempest brewing within her. Scene to the past beckons as the conversation deepens, so does the sense of dread. The secrets of the love boat are closely guarded, protected by a network of fear and deceit that runs deeper than Lila could have imagined. But amidst the shadows, a glimmer of understanding dawns. The love boat is more than a drug. It's a curse. A curse woven with the threads of isolation, desperation, and the darkest desires of the human heart. The pieces of the puzzle begin to fit together, revealing a horrifying picture of a conspiracy that's reached far, far deeper than she ever imagined. With each shared secret, the bond between Lila and the enigmatic woman deepens. It's a connection forged in the fires of adversity, a testament to the enduring power of shared experience. But, as the sun dips below the horizon, casting long, chilling shadows, the gravity of their situation sinks in. They're not just facing an addiction. They're up against an intricate web of deceit and malevolence that threatens to swallow them whole. As the last rays of sunlight fade away, leaving them in near darkness, Lila realizes this is only the beginning. The true horrors of the love boat have only just been unveiled, and the journey to unravel its mysteries is fraught with peril. Scene 3, confronting the abyss. The warehouse looms like a skeletal beast against the bruised sky, its presence a festering wound on the city's heart. Every step toward it is a victory against the whispers of doubt that seek to paralyze her. The echoing moans of the wind amplify the screams of caution that go unheard in the bustling city. She turns, meeting the worried gaze of her companion. Their shared determination, a beacon against the encroaching darkness, hand in hand, they stride forward, their silhouettes stark against the dying light. The heavy door yields to their touch, revealing a cavern of shadows. Their flashlights cut feeble paths through the gloom, illuminating nothing but dust motes dancing in the stale air. Faces peer at them from the darkness, accusing, judgmental, a silent chorus of lost souls. One figure emerges, tall, imposing, his face obscured by the shadows of his hood. His voice, when he speaks, is a gravelly echo from some forgotten crypt. "The love boat awaits," he says, his words dripping with a strange power. With a shuddering breath, Lila realizes the extent of their folly. The love boat isn't just a drug. It's a prison, a black hole from which there seems to be no escape. The air grows thick, heavy with the stench of decay and despair. Each step deeper into the warehouse is a surrender to the abyss, a surrender that threatens to consume them entirely. The shadows writhe, reaching out with icy fingers to claim them as their own. Will Lila succumb to the allure of the abyss? Or will she fight to reclaim her life from the clutches of the love boat? Stay tuned to find out. And as we navigate the perilous depths of this gripping narrative, remember, hope flickers even in the darkest corners. Don't forget to subscribe. Your support fuels our journey. Together, we'll uncover the secrets hidden aboard the love boat. Dive into more captivating content. Your adventure continues here. Chapter 5, The Dark Deal. Scene 9, The Exchange. Leela, Noah, Ava, and Marcus stand before the supplier, a formidable force in their path to recovery. With the power to break their addiction in his hands, he offers them a chilling proposition. "I can free you from this curse," he states, his voice smooth as silk and just as dangerous. "But the cost will be dear. You seek to destroy the love boat, yet I possess the cure. Would you trade the shackles of addiction for eternal damnation?" He proposes a harrowing choice: relinquish their souls in exchange for the antidote to end their torment, or face a future chained to their destructive habits. It is a dire ultimatum, forcing them to weigh the horrors of continued enslavement against the unsettling prospect of selling their immortal souls. As the tension mounts, the fate of their souls hangs precariously in the balance. The clock ticks, amplifying the gravity of their impending decision. Will they sacrifice their souls to escape the clutches of Love Boat, or succumb to the relentless grip of the drug, forfeiting their freedom for a chance at blissful ignorance? Scene 10. The pact. The weight of their circumstances crushes the four friends. After a tense discussion, they strike a deal with the devilish dealer. However, there is a catch. He reveals he requires one soul as payment, leaving them to decide who among them shall make the ultimate sacrifice. Overwhelmed by their desperate situation, they are forced to make an agonizing choice that will shape their destinies forever. As the fateful pact is sealed, the implications of their decision send shivers down their spines. Who will be the unfortunate soul bound to the dealer, condemned to an eternity of servitude and despair? And how will the remaining three navigate the treacherous path to recovery without succumbing to the temptations of the Love Boat? Scene 11. The heartbreaking choice. Now it's time for a heartbreaking choice. Each of them takes turns trying to convince the others to let them take the deal. They all want to save their friends, but at what cost? Marcus, haunted by visions of his late sister, believes accepting the deal might reunite him with her, ignoring the pleas of his friends. However, after seeing the pain it brought his parents when they lost her, they are shaken by his perspective. Noah, initially eager to sacrifice himself, is persuaded by Ava to consider the consequences of such a decision. Can they truly bear to lose another friend? Lila, torn between her affection for Marcus and her fear of losing him to eternal damnation, grapples with the moral dilemma. With each passing moment, the clock ticks relentlessly, emphasizing the urgency of their choice. Scene 12. The betrayal. But time is merciless. Moments later, Marcus makes his decision known, sealing his fate. His friends are left reeling from his choice, grappling with a profound sense of loss and the repercussions of their pact with the devilish dealer. Just when it seems all hope is lost, a glimmer of optimism emerges. An unforeseen opportunity presents itself, offering a potential way out of their predicament. However, this unexpected development also introduces a new layer of complexity, forcing them to confront the consequences of their actions and the ethical quandaries they now face. But will this newfound chance at redemption be enough to alter their fate, or will the darkness enveloping them prove too powerful to resist? Chapter 6. The Aftermath. Scene 13. Revelation. Upon returning home, reality crashes down on them. Without Marcus, the house feels vacant. Haunted by his absence, they are reminded of the consequences of their choices. Days turn into nights, and the friends drift apart, each lost in their thoughts and guilt. They are trapped in a labyrinth of their own making, tormented by the knowledge that their bond is irrevocably broken. The disappearance of Marcus casts a long shadow over their lives. His absence serves as a constant reminder of the sacrifices made and the losses endured. Meanwhile, the spectre of the Love Boat still looms, a constant threat that could shatter their fragile peace. The insidious allure of the drug continues to whisper promises of oblivion, tempting them to seek solace in its deceptive embrace. Scene 14. Contemplation. As the weeks pass, the friends are plagued by nightmares of Marcus. They find themselves questioning the nature of their pact with the supplier. Was it truly the only option left to them, or did their greed lead them astray? The guilt of their decision eats away at them, turning their victory into ashes in their mouths. Despite the passage of time, the memory of their fallen comrade refuses to fade. Instead, it intensifies, transforming into a driving force that compels them to confront the shadows of their past. This newfound determination propels them on a journey of self-discovery and atonement. As they seek to uncover the truth behind Marcus's disappearance and the ramifications of their pact, the revelation sends shockwaves through their group, shattering any remaining illusions and exposing the perilous depths of their situation. With Marcus gone, they realize the full weight of their choices and the urgent need to rectify their mistakes. Faced with this sobering truth, they are confronted with the daunting task of confronting their past and finding a way to atone for it. Scene 15. Redemption. Driven by remorse and the desire for retribution, the friends unite once again. Vowing to defy the supplier and rescue Marcus from his infernal existence, they embark on a perilous mission. Their determination grows, fueled by the shared trauma of losing a part of themselves. The ordeal has forged an unbreakable bond between them, solidifying their commitment to confront the darkness head-on. However, their path to redemption is fraught with peril. The supplier, with his vast resources and cunning intellect, poses a formidable obstacle, testing their limits and pushing them to the brink of despair. Nevertheless, armed with their newfound resolve, they navigate through treacherous trials and confront their deepest fears, demonstrating remarkable resilience and bravery along the way. The clock is ticking, and they race against time to undo the devastating effects of their past decisions. As the story reaches its climax, the friends are faced with a final confrontation. They must summon all their strength and courage to face off against the supplier and his demonic forces. The battle that ensues is nothing short of epic, leaving their fates hanging in the balance. As the dust settles, the aftermath of the confrontation reveals the true cost of their choices and the lasting impact on their lives. The friends are forever changed by the ordeal, carrying with them the scars of their battles and the weight of their sacrifices. Despite the hardships they have endured, a sense of closure and bittersweet triumph prevails. As the narrative draws to a conclusion, readers are left contemplating the profound themes of loss, redemption, and the enduring power of friendship in the face of adversity. The ending serves as a reminder of the importance of facing one's demons, learning from past mistakes, and striving for redemption. The story of Love Boat to Hell explores the treacherous depths of addiction and the lengths to which people will go to escape their personal demons. Through the harrowing journeys of Leela, Noah, Ava, and Marcus, readers are confronted with the devastating consequences of seeking solace in the allure of drugs. The novel serves as a cautionary tale, highlighting the importance of confronting one's inner turmoil and seeking help rather than succumbing to the deceptive promises of substance abuse. By shedding light on the dark underbelly of society and the complexities of human nature, the author crafts a gripping narrative that not only entertains, but also compels readers to examine the darkness that lurks within the human psyche. The thought-provoking exploration of addiction, betrayal, and redemption leaves readers questioning the boundaries of morality and the depths of despair to which the human spirit can descend. Overall, Love Boat to Hell is a captivating read that will keep readers on the edge of their seats until the very end. The strong character development, intricate plot, and vivid descriptions create a compelling world that is both terrifying and mesmerizing. Whether you're a fan of psychological thrillers, supernatural horror, or stories that delve into the depths of human depravity, this novel is sure to leave a lasting impression on your mind long after you finish reading it. So, if you're looking for a book that will challenge your perceptions and leave you questioning the nature of good and evil, look no further than Love Boat to Hell. Just a reminder, this is not real advice. If you're struggling with addiction or mental health issues, please reach out to a qualified mental health professional for help. There is hope for recovery, and you don't have to go through this alone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content. Lila, after confronting her own inner demons, has assembled a ragtag team of former Love Boat users: Ava, whose quiet nature hides a well of strength, and Marcus, who transforms from a wallflower into a defiant leader. Together, they enter the shadowy underworld of the city, preparing to dismantle the Love Boat enterprise. Scene 7, The Choice. Scene 9, The Ultimate Sacrifice. Though shackled by fear, Lila steps forward, drawing a metaphorical line in the sand. Show us what this really is. As the supplier responds, the truth unfurls, a litany of anguish wrapped in the sweet guise of love. He shows them rooms filled with people lost in the haze of love, unable to move, unable to speak, their eyes vacant and distant. Are you proud of the lives you've destroyed? Lila challenges him, her voice echoing with quiet fury. The supplier's face, a mask of cruel amusement, crumbles slightly. Don't be naive, child. They chose this, just as you did. But it was their decision. Their decision born from weakness, fueled by a bottomless pit of longing and despair that he exploited. The demons that haunt Lila and her friends rise to the surface, forcing them to confront their deepest fears and insecurities. We chose to run, to hide, to deny the pain. The supplier leans back, his eyes glittering with unsettling amusement. Exactly, so you understand the allure. The necessity of love in a world that beats you down. This isn't love, Ava weeps, her voice breaking. It's manipulation. In that moment, Lila echoes her thoughts. To truly break free, we must sever our chains. The supplier throws his head back and laughs, a sound that chills the very core of their beings. Oh, children, playing heroes, how adorable! But love is forever. Love Boat is already coursing through your veins. Your desires are more tangled in my web than you think. In a world steeped in torment, rebirth comes not without sacrifice. They have traded their past selves for a chance at redemption, but the road ahead is fraught with peril. Scene 10, The Revelation. Gathering their courage, Lila and her friends refuse to back down. They demand the supplier reveal the true nature of Love Boat, how he infused his malevolence into an illusion of unity. How many innocents have you corrupted? Marcus demands, his voice shaking with suppressed rage. The supplier sighs dramatically, savoring their outrage. My dear Marcus, you wound me. These people found solace in love. Is it my fault their hearts were open to healing? But beneath his words, a flicker of fear betrays him. The truth tumbles out like stones, heavy and unyielding. Dreams subverted, friendships pruned, all who sought solace in the Love Boat became pawns in his game, their minds subtly manipulated, their spirits bound to his will. With each revelation, Lila feels a surge of determination. But she remembers the laughter, the camaraderie they once shared before the insidious creep of love. We can't let you continue this, Lila shouts, energy surging through her. We will take back our lives. But the supplier's smile widens, revealing a triumphal gleam in his eyes. Love knows no bounds, little bird. And with every breath, it weaves its magic. Hope flickers in their midst, but it's quickly overshadowed by the grim reality of their situation. Scene 11. The final showdown. The warehouse that seemed so lifeless now vibrates with a chaotic energy. As Lila and her friends prepare to face off against the supplier and his legion of addicted souls, they recognize the extent of their adversary's influence. Outside, the sounds of sirens pierce the night, a haunting counterpoint to the drama unfolding within. Inside, faces contorted in pain and longing stand like silent sentinels, each bearing the scars of love's deception. The air crackles like electricity as each character grapples with their internal struggles. while rallying around their shared goal. They form a circle, their hands clasped, binding their power in a pact of solidarity. When Leela looks up, she sees not just her friends, but a kaleidoscope of emotions reflected in their eyes. Fear, determination, love, and loss. Together, Noah shouts, rallying them to push through the darkness that threatens to engulf them. As the drug of love warps their reality, they recognize the power of their shared humanity, raw, unfiltered, and deeply flawed. This night, where shadows and light dance, decides their fates. Scene 12. Redemption and pain. A chaotic battle erupts. The ghosts of lost souls, those gripped by Love Boat, swirl in a cacophony of anguish. The supplier attempts to summon his spirit demons, creatures of immense power that thrive on despair. But Lila, drawing from the power of her friendships and the pain of their collective experiences, unleashes the antidote she has conceptually crafted. She flings it toward the supplier, who recoils in surprise. The antidote, taking shape, hits its mark. As the love flows, they unleash the haunting cries of their sorrow and hope, a siren's call reaching beyond the veil. The spirit demons wail but dissolve, their hold on each soul loosened, leaving grief and healing in their wake. The room falls silent as the last demon fades away, their forms illuminated by the soft glow of dawn. Each release resonates as a cathartic scream, raw and filled with power. The supplier stands amidst the wreckage of his empire, his eyes blazing with disbelief. But their struggle is far from over. Though the immediate danger has passed, the battle for hearts and minds has just begun. As the sun begins its ascent, casting long shadows across the floor, Lila and her friends emerge from the warehouse, battered but unbroken. Their clothes are torn, their faces smudged with dirt and exhaustion, but their eyes shine with newfound resolve. Scene 13. The aftermath in the early hours of dawn. The warehouse stands silent, a graveyard of lost souls and reclaimed spirits. The remains of love's subversion litter the ground like wilted flowers. Exhausted yet resolute, Leela and her friends walk toward a future laced with hope and struggle. The city looms before them, the neon lights flickering like stars, daring them to dream anew. They have tasted the bitter fruit of addiction and clawed their way back from the brink. Now, in the aftermath of their battle, can they forge a new narrative? Can love be more than a drug? Can they rewrite this story? Scene 14. The journey ahead as the sun paints the sky in hues of rose and gold. Leela and her friends gather at a park, the remnants of their ordeal still fresh in their minds. They sit in silence, each lost in the labyrinth of their thoughts, grappling with the trauma of their experience and the uncertainties of their future. The weight of their journey, both physical and emotional, settles upon them. But it is in this quiet communion that their resilience begins to solidify. After a while, Noah breaks the silence, his voice raspy but resolute. "We made it," he says, more to himself than to the others. Ava nods slowly, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. Love is the ultimate truth, and we can build something real, something lasting. Marcus, once a withdrawn observer, ventures forward with a determined gaze. "We can become advocates," he says, confronting the dark allure of addiction head-on so others might avoid our fate. His voice, though still shaky, rings with newfound strength. A final reflection. As dawn breaks over the battered skyline, Leela stands with her friends on a rooftop, a renewed conviction unfurling around them. The city, once darkened by despair, now blossoms with the colors of a new day where every choice signifies growth and healing. As they take the first step into their new reality, remember this: love can heal or destroy. What you choose defines your journey. Whether you board the love boat or fight its demons, may you sail toward the light, ever aware of the shadows behind. The choice is yours, always. A call to action. Months later, Lila steps onto a bustling street where laughter and chatter fill the air once more. Framed by vibrant street art that tells their story, a narrative of resilience and hope. Inspired, she sets up a community outreach program that spreads awareness about the dangers of addiction disguised as love. In the tapestry of life, threads of darkness may weave alongside those of light. But as these survivors share their journey, changing lives one heart at a time, they build bridges over treacherous waters, creating new pathways where hope shines brightly. And as they walk this new path together, their laughter intertwines with the heartbeat of the city, sparking change-igniting voices, still drowned in shadows, and lighting a beacon of hope for others lost in the darkest corners of addiction. Love is a choice, whether it's the euphoric lull of the love boat or the hard but freeing hand of recovery. May you choose light over darkness, for in that choice lies the true essence of living.